This RSBANDB Update Nibble originally aired on RSBANDB Update 722. Enjoy. This week we also did get some news in that 2018 was a record-breaking year for Jagex with a new record set for revenue of £92.8 million brought in for revenue. And what this represents is a 9.3% year-over-year profit increase for the year ending December 31st, 2018. Profits also grew by 3.8%, now at 46.8 million British pounds.
How you like Treasure Hunter now?
Mod Pips, Phil Mansell, speaking to GameIndustry.biz, said that this is the fourth successful year of significant growth for the company, and they make special mention that 2018, the RuneScape franchise enjoyed its highest ever total for paid memberships. Now, we don't hear...
Oh, holy cow.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
That's... Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah, there's nothing
I thought it was all from MTX.
No, there's nothing in here about the percentage of it. But they hired more than 100 people in 2018 to focus on its Jagex Partners publishing initiatives. That we talked a bit about that. They're going to be eyeballing certain games and helping them publish in the same way that they do. And they also increased its general investment in R&D by 69%. And on this, Mod Pips had to say, "We have strengthened our leadership team and will continue to build on the company's talent base. We are funding new game development, building out our third-party live game publishing, investing in massive publishing platform upgrades, while continuing to expand our RuneScape live games." So there we go. And
RS is going to the Epic store.
No. No. We're not going to say. We don't want that to happen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
I'm trying to just have a quick look here and see if I can find anything about the breakdown of this. And typically the report that comes out talking about this drops in September, the public tax report for the year, and that's where we pull all of that in. But, nonetheless, everybody always says, RuneScape's dying, right?
Oh, yeah, but, people have been saying that since I started.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Over 10 years ago, so it's still here. I would be really curious to find out where the subscribers, mostly were coming from. Are those OS subscribers or RS3? I mean, I know you can play either, but let's face it, you're playing one primarily,
Yeah.
I would be curious to see who is bringing in the subscribers.
Well, let's just have a look here. So there's a website called companieshouse.co.uk, and you can enter in a company name there, and you enter in Jagex. Let's see. Filing history, if that's around. Yeah, there's nothing on there yet. This report is not available public yet. I'm not entirely sure when that will be around, but that will definitely be something worth keeping our eyeballs on. And I think that this is a reason to celebrate. I also think it's a reason where people need to effectively take the tinfoil hats off at some point in time. Because if you do a quick Google for this report, the first thing that comes up, a 2007 Scape subreddit thread talking about how Jagex doesn't pay their developers properly.
Okay.
That's the conversation they were having about this on there. And, you can talk about microtransactions, but you can also have to take a look at this and see that the RuneScape franchise also enjoyed its highest ever total for paid memberships in 2018. And
Yeah,
this
well,
isn't.
it works together. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
think that's just proof that what I've thought and expressed on the show before is completely true. That Treasure Hunter, Portable Vic, Rune Pat, all of these things were more utilized than you'd ever think, because no one wants to say that they do it, but everyone does it.
Yeah, we're still waiting to see on that. And, we did actually put that out as a bit of a nibble last week. So check the YouTube channel for that. And I don't know. I think this is a good thing to be talking about. There are people who will be concerned about this, but there's nothing wrong with Jagex being in a healthy position like this. And this is good for all of us, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you like to play the game, it is.
So, I personally can't think of any negatives for this that anybody could be concerned of on this. So, I mean, can you think of any negatives on this story?
I can't, but I'm not a Reddit user, so I'm sure there is something out there that could twist this to a negative somehow.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of saw this coming, and I want everybody to also keep in mind at this point in time that the company is still technically for sale. Fukong, as we said, did want to sell the company off, so there's the possibility that what we're seeing, in particular with the microtransaction push, is destined to just bring in more money, which makes sense. That's something you want to do if you're shopping a company around. But I think that the true numbers do speak to that. Fact is that the membership totals brought in their highest amount of money ever. So,
well, and you've been saying that for a long time. Like, that was something to look for. They were going to be, focusing on that, and plus, I think if there are new players from mobile, I mean, if there are brand new people, right? They're going to be more used to and more at ease with the microtransactions than us traditional people are.
And speaking of that, Jagex is nominated for Old School RuneScape for the Google Play Awards for the best breakthrough game.
Damn, RS3 should have been there.
Yep, that's what I said.
So much BS, man. Old School is, I mean, for real, like, it's cool and everything, but for real, like, I'm happy.
Oh, I'm happy too.
Like, RS3 should have been there too, though. It just, I mean, think about it. Look at RS. I don't know what it's going to look like on mobile, but RS3 compared to Old School on mobile?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
No contest.
Man, missed it. They missed it there.
And, even, like, and this is typical Jagex, I think, because if they have a piece of content, they want to talk about it and they want to get it out. But the strategic release would have been to delay Old School until the same time, if not after RS3's release. Granted, yes, it's going to be ready first. It's going to be simpler to release first, but that doesn't mean it needed to come out first.
Maybe they were just afraid of waiting too long. Maybe they were a little skittish after the later release of Chronicle, hitting
that could be it.
The downfall. And so they wanted to stay, somewhat relevant in the mobile scene.
And, another reason why they could have done this, and, another reason I'm going to say, people might think this is blasphemous for saying this, why it makes perfect sense to do this. What do people do on RS3 primarily? Combat. And are you going to... yes, there's going to be people who are going to go to God Wars. There's going to be people who go to Talos and whatnot on mobile. But the best way to play that is going to be at your computer. Right? Whereas if you look at Old School Combat, Old School Slayer, point, click, wait. it's kind of, I'm not saying that RuneScape 3 isn't going to be played well on mobile. I'm just saying that the combat experience and the general combat experience of RS3 is probably better played on a computer with a mouse and keyboard so you can press all your action bar buttons and whatnot if you're truly wanting to optimize it. Whereas, hey, you're not losing anything by just having, point-and-click combat for old school if you're doing Slayer that way. So
yeah, and I mean, if combat is your primary, if that's what you're into, I don't see you doing that as much on mobile, but I'll probably play if I am able
Revolution
to.
Slayer.
I'll play. Well, and it's just fine for skilling. I mean, I can run that all, and I get to ignore people in the room like everyone else now by staring at my phone. Yay! That's exciting.
Yeah. I don't know. We probably just want mobile so bad that we're willing to go to this level. But, I mean,
probably.
Bringing it back to the story about the profits, I do have to say that when it comes down to it at the end of the day, mobile will be another driving source for this for probably 2019. I am still anticipating a release for mobile sometime this year for RS3. So we see these numbers here for the end of 2018. Look out for 2019 if
maybe
things like portable Vic are going to be a thing.
Well, maybe they're going for a 2 for a 2. So since they got the Google Play thing this year, they get it next year with RS3. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's another idea.